everyone. My name is Lakshmi Om, and I'm the founder and director of the Flourish Center for Somatic Healing. I'm a somatic experiencing practitioner, a body worker of 25 years, a retired birth doula, a pre and perinatal educator, and a certified yoga therapist. I've been working with moms and babies for over 25 years. And I can't tell you enough how important it is to understand the experience of babies, especially, but mothers as well, during conception, pregnancy, birth, and postpartum. So we're going to look at the basic concepts outlined by APA, the Association for Pre and Perinatal Psychology and Health, and really to get the basic understanding of what we're looking at inside of pre and perinatal psychology. This may be very new information for some of you, and others of you are going to think, oh, of course, this is natural. But it really is an outgrowth of somatic psychology. So somatic psychology is the study of how our emotions and experiences really are housed, not just within our mind, our brain, but within our body as well, and how to both have awareness of, and also process these things that are stored in our body so that we can live more freely in our lives, have better relationships, both with others and with ourselves, and live more free of trauma and pain. So APA outlined 4 basic concepts in pre and perinatal psychology. And this is really looking at the baby's experience. So originally, before somatic psychology, doctors thought that babies didn't feel any pain. And often surgical procedures, circumcisions, various medical things were done to babies without any pain medication, because they were looking solely at the development of their brain. And as we start to see somatic psychology come into study, and then pre and perinatal afterwards, we begin to see that we have a body from the very beginning, right? We have the egg, we have the sperm. That's our body, and it comes into form, right? And this implicit memory, these memories, this experience is housed in our body. So in our body right now is a memory of how we formed, what was going on, even with our mom, as we were forming. So as we're forming, we have experience, and we can have memory, not in terms of cognitive, this happened and then this happened, but it's in sensation. Our bodies were present when these things were happening, and it was going into the formation of our bodies. So APA has these 4 foundational concepts about baby's experience. So babies in the womb and in the world are sensitive, perceptive, cognitive, and conscious. I've heard so many little ones tell me about what it was like inside mommy. I've read stories from the founders of pre and perinatal psychology of children remembering books that were read to them when they were in utero. I've had children tell me stories about their birth, remembering that I was there. So that is how we can really see that their babies are sensitive, perceptive, cognitive, and conscious. Even in my own experience of reworking what was going on when my mom was pregnant with me, what happened in my own birth, I know that I was perceiving things. And those experiences went into the formation of my view of the world. The beauty of it is that even as adults, we can go back and rework and reframe these experiences. And so it changes literally our bodies, ourselves, and our viewpoint in the world. Babies in the womb and in the world are also social and communicative and building relationships. So attachment starts, some will say, in utero. I say even before, that you can call a soul down, right? Often after I've worked with a mom, she'll say, I don't even ask, but she'll say after a baby was born, or not too far after, there's another one, I'm not done yet. I'm like, well, how do you know you're not done yet? And they're like, I can feel them. It's like a pull. It could be a yearning, a longing, or sometimes it's a pull. Sometimes babies come in dreams before they come in form, right? So attachment can even start with calling your child to you, but certainly upon conception and how you relate to that child. Now, most of us don't know when we conceive, but once you do know, that moment especially is really important. That moment of discovery and how you respond and then relate to the baby is so much of how they view the world. Babies in the womb and in the world have innate needs that are intricately linked to the mother-baby bond. Babies need to feel seen, loved, understood, respected, cherished, listened to, safe, like they belong, wanted, right? That builds a secure attachment. We all have those needs. That's a human need, and it starts in utero. Not just by talking to your baby, but it's in your feelings. It's in your touch, because babies feel. You could say one thing and be feeling another, and they'll hook into what you feel, right? Both in utero and out. I think even children get that too. Yeah. So, and babies in the womb and in the world develop an epigenetic blueprint that is long lasting and can be passed on to the next generation. So that literally means that our conception, our forming, and our birth changes us. And we can carry blueprints from our family, our generations before us, forward. That also means that as we work on ourselves and we rework some of our past, we can even heal and change those blueprints, right? Or those patterns in our lives, right? You may have heard about transgenerational, intergenerational trauma. That's what we're looking at there, and they're just talking about that it actually happens in our genes, okay? So what does this mean? And how can this apply to you? Is, we'll have some experiential exercises here. So what would it be like to either close your eyes and imagine, or if that's too challenging, if you don't have a lot of skill in imagery, try to find a picture of a baby in utero, right? A neonate. And think about what the experience might be like. It's probably warm. At a certain point, babies can see light. They're surrounded in fluid. They can move. They can hear. They can taste. They can feel. They can feel fear. They can feel love. They feel what their mother is feeling, unless she differentiates it. Sweetie, this is mine. It's not yours. Now, granted, most of our mothers didn't know how to do that, but mothers now can, as we learn the importance of it. This is mine. This is not yours. It's not your fault. Don't take this on. This is mine, right? So imagine what it might have been like for you in the womb. You can imagine being small and tiny, or maybe at the end, almost ready to be born. Just see what comes to you. What was it like in there? Do you think you felt safe? Do you think you felt wanted? Was it fun sometimes? Babies really do, they jump. They're getting their legs working. They play with their umbilical cord, right? They suck their thumb. They touch their face. Right? They're starting to get them to know themselves through touch. They may hear their mother's heartbeat and digestion. They may feel her breath. They'll hear her voice. They may feel her touch through her belly. They'll hear Dad's voice. They'll hear music, right? So taking a moment to reflect on what you think it might have been like for you, knowing what you know about your history, about your mom, your dad. Try not to just do that in your mind, but feel it in your body. Imagine being that tiny little forming body, right? And then try not to dwell on that too long, especially if it's uncomfortable. And then take a moment and think about how you would want it to be. How loved you would want to be. If your adult self could whisper in the ear of your baby self, it's gonna be okay. Look what you get to do when you grow up. You're gonna be just fine. Think about how you would want it to feel. I'd want it to be fun. I'd want to feel safe. I'd want to feel deeply loved by my mom and my dad. I'd want to feel their excitement. Oh, we can't wait to see you. Thank you for coming. We're going to have a good time. Even when it's challenging, it's okay. We're going to be here for you. Right? This is a repatterning. We're reworking it. Right? And see how much of that you can take in. And your body has a sensation. Imagine being so deeply wanted and cherished. And if you can't imagine your mom or your dad doing that, that's okay. Just you can imagine it in general, or you can imagine a different mom. Or your mom, being healed enough to be able to do that. But that's a whole other process we could do in person if you ever wanted to. The point of all of this is starting to contact the experience and the idea that how you view the world started way before you're interacting in it. as a baby or a child. And we can go back and repair any missing pieces. So take a moment and just write down your thoughts about this. What came up? If anything challenging came up, and you already have a therapist, work through it with them, or I'm happy to work through this with you. It's super important work. These foundational experiences of feeling seen and wanted and understood and cherished and loved are really important to get in there. Changes our lives. So if you feel like there's some missing pieces, just let me know. We can fill them in. You can always reach me at theflourishcentersomatic.com. Send an email or a text, and I'll be happy to work with you. You can just go ahead and schedule an appointment. All right, take care.